Hey everyone, what is going on? So we are doing more Nightmare Cup battles, and my Nightmare tournament is actually next weekend on the 11th, I believe it is. Saturday, 11th or 12th, I can't recall the exact date. So I will be having my tournament relatively early in the month. I mean, I guess it's about halfway through the month, just before halfway through the month, which is good because I couldn't do it the 18th. And by the way, guys, if you want to help me with GoFest and whatnot, because it is an expensive trip, I did create a PayPal donation link in the description down below. If you want to help me, you don't have to. I'm going to GoFest regardless, but because it is expensive, I wouldn't necessarily mind the help if you can afford it. But if you can't or whatnot, you certainly don't have to. The videos are going to keep on coming, and I'm going to be at GoFest no matter what. So yeah, you certainly don't have to, but if you do, I certainly do appreciate that. So yeah, definitely check out the link in the description down below. And yeah, I really do appreciate all donations, if any come in, and if they don't, I certainly appreciate you watching the content and the videos. So thank you so much for keeping up with the channel and watching the videos and commenting, liking, and giving me your feedback on how I can improve, because some of you had let me know how you think I can improve and what you like and maybe what you don't like, in the videos, and I certainly do appreciate that. But yeah, anyway, as I said, my Nightmare video or my Nightmare tournament is next weekend, which is good because I think I mentioned it. I can't participate if it was the 18th. So luckily it is next weekend. But anyway, just using some Pokemon I really like. I think I'm changing up my finalized team, so I probably will have another finalized video before next weekend and like an updated version. So we'll probably do that. But anyway, right now we have the Toxicroak against his Xatu. So luckily he blocked that Sludge Bomb because, as you saw, couldn't even get the 2 rings on that, on that one. So that's good for us. He's going to go ahead and, yeah, has Xatu. I have a Lowland Muck right now. We're going to be able to finish it off with Charge move, or with Fast Moves, excuse me. And getting off that Acid Spray, he's going to go ahead and opt to block that. Definitely good for us because it's Acid Spray, so it lowers his defense no matter what, which is another reason why I love Alolan Muck, and we're going to be able to finish him off. So good game, good game. We go ahead and take that game. But yeah, I'm doing really well with the team that I've been using lately. So yeah, right now beginning with Poliwrath. He does begin with his Spiritomb, so I don't know, I guess it's kind of evenly matched. I mean, we're not really strong against him, he's not strong against us, so I'll take it. We're going to go ahead and get off that Power Up Punch, and that's going to not do a lot of damage, but we do go ahead and buff up our attack, so that's definitely good. He gets off the Ominous Wind, so luckily he doesn't buff his attack. That's good for us. Unfortunately, he gets off an Ominous Wind before we're able to get off a move. Using the Ice Punch right now, hoping to finish him off, and he actually decides to use a shield, so we do steal a shield from him, which I guess is good. If you saw, I lagged a little bit over there, so that allowed him to get off his Ominous Wind before we were able to get off a move, but it's okay, it happens, it wasn't tournament or anything, so it's not a big deal. But we're able to finish him off, of course costing us a shield, but that's okay. He brings in his Xatu, trying to get to either Power Punch or Ice Punch. I figured he would use a shield regardless of what it was because he would fear Ice Punch. Bringing in a Alolan Raticate right now, loving this Pokemon. He's going to go ahead and switch, so you guys know that we have to switch immediately into Hypno. Some of you had asked what would you use if you didn't have a Shadow Ball Hypno. As a Confusion user, I would definitely try out Bronzong or Claydol, 2 Pokemon I definitely do want to try out in general. So I think those are decent Pokemon, but I still want to use them. I'm probably leaning towards Bronzong, but yeah, I think Hypno is the best one though. But we're going to go ahead and jump into another battle. And beginning with Xatu this time, he does begin with Toxicroak, so we do go ahead and call that correctly. He's going to switch, which means we have to switch immediately into our fighting type Pokemon because we're going to be able to resist his moves. He's going to go ahead and block that. Again, luckily because we only got 1 ring on that one, but that's okay. Yeah. Getting off another Power Up Punch, hoping to be able to knock him out, which is exactly what happened, so we do buff our attack. He brings in Xatu. I'm going to go ahead for the Ice Punch this time. I could have went for the Power Up Punch to try to block him, or bluff him I should say, and get our attack increased, but we still stole a shield, so it's definitely good for us. Taking this Ominous Wind like a champ because we are 4 times resistant to that, so it's not going to do anything to Alolan Raticate. Bringing in Zatu right now, getting off Ariel Ace, and that's going to finish off his Toxicroak, and then that's all she wrote because Zatu is very weak, so we're going to be able to finish him off, so we do go ahead and take that win. By the way, guys, I'm not the only one in my community that got an invite. Both of these trainers, Jokes and also Morphing Jaw, they both got invites as well. So we'll all be at the Baltimore Regional. So if you're going to be at the Baltimore Regional, definitely let me know so I could meet up with some of you and definitely say hi, you know, because I do want to meet a bunch of you. That's May 26th. But anyway, we do begin with Zatu. He begins with Bronzong, so we're getting the buff, and now because we got the buff, I knew I had to protect my Zatu because we're still healthy, and we want to stay as healthy as possible. So we're going to get off another Ominous Wind, and he's going to let it go down. Bringing in Alolan Raticate, tried to switch. Unfortunately, he did more damage to me because I wasn't able to switch immediately. That's okay, it happens. Getting off a Power Up Punch right now, he's going to go ahead and block that. Switching into Toxicroak, this is still okay for us considering we had an increase in our attack, and again we increased the attack, our attack again, so we're still looking pretty good. Getting off a Power Up Punch, he's going to go ahead and block that. I'm going to block this one because I knew I would be able to finish him off with Bubble, which is exactly what happened. You know, unless we lagged, but we didn't, fortunately. Getting off a Power Up Punch before we go down. And that is going to finish off Alolan Raticate. So we actually swept his team with all of our Pokemon. So really nice battles, really nice battles. So we're going to go ahead and jump into another game. You know what else is new, right? Beginning with Toxicroak. He does begin with Drapion. So this is another good lead for us. Because we do have that Mud Bomb, and also he's taking neutral damage to all those counters, so definitely good for us. We're going to go ahead and get off that Mud Bomb, which is going to force a shield. I decided to use a shield as well, because why not? We didn't want to take that damage, and we're already looking pretty good. He unfortunately gets off another Aqua Tail before we're able to get off our Mud Bomb. He switches into Zatu. I'm going to switch immediately into Alolan Raticate, and you can just see how well Bite is doing against his Zatu, guys. I mean, Alolan Raticate is so tanky, and not only that, it's just doing a lot of damage with Bite. So if you have one, I'm not going to tell you that you should definitely use it for the tournament, but you should definitely try it out in practice matches because it is such a cheap investment and it's such a good tanky Pokemon to use. So I'm really enjoying Alolan Raticate. He actually does knock us out, which I guess is a little bit unfortunate, but we're still looking pretty good. Gonna go ahead and block that Aqua Tail because I knew Counter would finish it off. And right now we get off a Sludge Bomb against him, which, I'll take that damage. Counter's just gonna go to town on him. Getting off a Mud Bomb as well. I knew I had to do as much damage as possible. We actually knock him out. I thought he'd be able to knock us out before we knocked him out. I just wanted to do as much damage as we possibly could, but we actually do go ahead and take him out. So that is another good game. All these games are good, by the way, all these games. So right now we're beginning with Toxicroak. He does begin with Bronzong, so he caught me on the lead. This is a terrible lead matchup for me. You guys know I have to switch, but because we have to switch, unfortunately, that's going to allow him to switch, and he's just going to go to town on my Alolan Raticate. We do go ahead and get off that Crunch, which is going to take a shield, so that's good, but he still knocks out Alolan Raticate. Bringing in Hypno right now, I'm going to take this, whether or not it's a Mud Bomb or a Sludge Bomb. I still decided to take it, and unfortunately we were not able to knock him out before he got off another Mud Bomb, but that's okay. So yeah, not looking too hot because he's able to bring in his Alolan Raticate, and you could just see him go into town trying to bluff a Shadow Ball. It does work. He was fearing Focus Blast, but again, he still knocked us out, so it doesn't really matter. And now he brings in his Bronzong, and we are going to go ahead and get off that Mud Bomb, which almost knocked it out, We do have a shield, so we do protect our Toxicroak, and maybe if he had like 1 HP, that counter might have knocked it out. I don't even know, probably not, but either way, he does go ahead and take that game. So, good game, definitely got me on the lead there. For this game, we're beginning with Zatu. He begins with Alolan Raticate, so again, another perfect lead for him. We're going to have to switch ASAP, which is going to have him switch as well. So definitely caught me on the lead the past couple of games. Leads definitely matter. I've mentioned that before. It doesn't mean you're necessarily going to lose if you start off bad, compared to that Pokemon, but you're definitely in a worse position. It's going to be more difficult to get out of, and I know you guys know that. But either way, we're just trying to get Zatu as low as possible, which actually works. We actually get it really low, and he's out of shields. Just waiting out that timer. That's one thing I'm definitely not great at, waiting out the timer. I forget about that a lot, so I try to stall out the timer whenever I remember. But a lot of times I forget about it, so I do have to get better at that, at remembering to wait out the clock. But getting off an aerial ace against his Alolan Eradicate, but he already almost destroyed me, and he's able to knock me out. I mean, you could just see how fast Bite goes to town on it, right? But he gets off Hyper Fang right now. Yeah, not looking good for us. I could have blocked that, but I figured, we're going to lose anyway, so I decided not to. Anyway, that's going to be a good game, and that's going to be a good video. See you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, click on one of the links to check out another one of my videos that you'll probably enjoy.